Okay, my name's Lee. I was currently the lead tester for DayZ 2 version 2.0 to DayZ 2017 2.0. I'm now currently the project lead, as Shin Kicker has decided to step down due to real world sort of commitments. So he's got to focus on that, which is understandable. He's still part of the development team, but I will be taking over and managing or basically getting everyone communicating with each other and just continuing with the development process, really.
Okay, great. And
Cool.
Dennis?
Well, I'm Dennis. I was a co-developer and I am a server developer, working on the server files. And currently, I am lead developer.
Okay, and nothing else you have to add?
Not really. No.
Okay, then we are going to our bitch. So, Lionel.
Well, I'm Lionel. I just sort of come along for the ride. Just ask the stupid questions. I've never actually really played 2017 except for like really long ago.
Okay. Go with the wind. See what happens.
You go first.
It's not the
Yeah,
best.
I'll go
Because we're
first.
like opposite of each other.
Yeah, this is not like the best scenario to be in.
I'm up.
I'm up. Oh, and I'm
Oh
down.
shit! Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
Eject!
Okay, we are dead.
He crashed. Really?
Oh shit!
Where did you crash?
I see.
Oh, God. I knew it was a bad idea as soon as I went into the play with Carwin.
I respawn. And it's different.
Yep.
Why?
Well,
Where the fuck
the
am I?
the reason why you've spawned somewhere totally new is because we wanted to get people away from the coast now. The coast is a far too familiar place for a lot of players, both new players and old players.
Yeah.
Just spawning along the coast just for 2 days, you already know where everything is, and primarily you always head towards Cherno and Electro.
Yeah.
And when you head to Cherno and Electro, a little bit of exploring, you'll know you're going to find where all the items are. A lot of guns, ammo, supplies, all spawn in Cherno and Electro, and the game can get kind of boring when you've played it for at least a couple of weeks. So what we've done is we've moved the spawns inland
Yeah.
to give both new players and old players a fresh experience every time they play. And we've then started to adjust the loot as well to make the loot far more rare, which is what to be expected of DayZ 2017. It's meant to be set like 4 years now because we're in 2013.
13, yeah, so
Yeah,
it's not 5 years.
So-
but it's 5 years from the release of the first day.
Yeah.
Not, yeah.
it is. So by having the loot rarer, we're able to sort of give that survivor experience to help increase the sort of the extremes of being both like a sort of a nice player, like a hero, and being a bandit. So it really makes people sort of question like their next action when they come across other players.
So okay, they have to be careful with their stuff because they don't find many stuff. So sometimes it's a better choice to be friendly with
Yep.
people and try to trust them. I know that DayZ kind of screwed up the trust in people.
Yep.
So and you're actually trying to get it back. So people
Yeah.
need to work together because the loot spawns are so rare. So it's not worth to go to Cherno or Electro. Yeah, there are more buildings, so the chance is bigger. But it's not like in DayZ you find a gun, find a good backpack, and you can start
Exactly.
going north. So
Yep. In our incentive for this update is to basically explore, and people get rewarded no matter where you go. If you go to the coast, if you go to the Northwest Airfield, wherever you go, you're rewarded for exploring and surviving.
yeah. So there's no line. Normally, when I played DayZ, I tended to go to Electro or Cherno because I knew I will always find some weapon, even if it's an hatchet. Then find me a backpack and go up north. And mostly I would go to or Berezino, so east side along the coast when I'm in the Electro. or I would go to from Cherno to Mogilevka towards Sterisober and Northwest Airfield. But there's no point now to, because you don't start at the coast.
Yep.
There is no line you should walk. Yeah, you could go to Cherno, but it doesn't guarantee that you will find the stuff you need.
The thing is, with the new spawns, we're trying to add to the mythos of DayZ. With DayZ, people spawned on the coast, like, oh, they've washed up. There's like amnesia set in, and people try and survive, which was a very, very fresh experience for when DayZ was released. We're trying to bring that back with the new spawn points. People have survived for a certain length of time due to some unknown event. Obviously, they've woken up. They're inland. They've been surviving.
Yeah.
And it's obviously then it's down to the player to sort of, again, back to sort of the slogan of DayZ. It's to tell their own story
and survive.
Yeah.
And instead of distrusting people to make teams, you could be a friendly team, survive a team. So there are 3 options to go to. So the friendly survivors, or at least the survivors. You don't have to be really friendly, but you will turn in a bandit. So we got the bandit. That's when you kill people.
Yep.
And there's another option that is the cannibalism. So you turn in a cannibal. Now everyone knows the bandit thing from DayZ. I thought there was a new skin for it. It's different than the normal bandit skin in DayZ.
Oh yeah, it's like a sort of military jacket with a black balaclava. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Dennis, I mean, is there an armband, or is that just for cannibals?
I'm not certain, actually.
I'm pretty sure there's an armband that's sort of involved when you become a cannibal, or if you become a bandit. So people can identify you from distances.
So you could be a cannibal friendly survivor, or a cannibal
I don't think
bandit.
so. No.
So
because the thing is, with cannibalism, it lowers your humanity
a lot.
So that gives you a different skin entirely. So you'll kill zombies, you'll kill players, etc., just to eat their flesh.
So, but if I kill like 3 people, I will turn in a bandit. But if you kill one guy, and eat him, you will turn directly into a bandit and cannibal with an armband.
No, I don't think you change straight away. I suppose you can sort of like do it like just a few times and keep it as sort of like a little dark secret.
Yeah.
Then if you do it too often, then you will obviously change.
And people will know. So in the end, you could find some other cannibal friends and try not to eat each other, but group up and eat the whole server.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And the thing is, what helps build up suspicion is like when someone has eaten somebody and they haven't, like, obviously they're not in a cannibal skin. If they're coughing, that kind of gives you some sort of warning signs. This person's obviously infected. Why is he infected? Is he infected because he's been eating people? Is he infected because of this or that, etc.?
So you're telling there is an infection in DayZ 2017?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Could you tell more about the infections, because that's kind of interesting.
Dennis, do you want to cover this one?
Well, basically, we're following along with the infection that is in the original DayZ mod, where if you get cold enough, you start coughing. And we've implemented this into the cannibalism as well. There's a very, very high chance that you will actually have an infection when you eat the meat of a corpse of a zombie or a player. And it is especially high when you eat it of a zombie.
And if you cook the meat, is there does the ratio, the chance be less, or with a zombie meat, or it's still even high as eating the meat raw?
It is less of a chance, yeah.
Less of a chance. And if you get infected, how can you treat it? How can you get rid of the infection?
Antibiotics.
Oh, and normally they are really really difficult to find. And with
they still are.
They still are. So
even more so now.
So nobody, if you take the chance by eating people, the chances are already higher to get the infection than eating normal meat. So you take the chance to get infected, and do you die from the infection?
Slowly over time.
Very slowly, yeah.
So you need to find the antibiotics.
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah.
So it's best if you want to go cannibal, find antibiotics first, and then.
Then you
Yep.
eat the people. And one question is, one thing I've noticed as well is, if you go on the new spawn points, it is a problem, like really hard to find where you are. So it's gonna be also interesting for old players because they have to actually know where they are and find their way.
Yeah.
So I think it's really a nice addition, to be honest.
So they could test their map knowledge.
Yeah. So I've been I've been playing DayZ for 2 years or since it's been out, and you start
To know
this
the map.
game and you still can't find it right, then you haven't been playing it right.
Yeah.
You haven't been playing it right. you haven't played long enough to learn Russian.
Yeah.
I'm also seeing that there are new zombies. You wearing the survivor skins.
Yeah, that's a wonderful little addition. Believe it or not, that was like a sort of like a last minute addition from Shin. Seriously, that guy blows my mind sometimes. He literally did it in like a sort of in like a single breath. He was just like, you know what?
Click, done.
Click, done. Because what was annoying was the fact that these zombies from, DayZ, like the normal DayZ, they had like, crisp faded jeans, and they were still wearing hats, and there was people that sort of looked the same, and they looked a little bit too clean after,
Yeah,
it's maybe
5
like,
years.
post 5 years, 4 years of infection. And so he thought, you know what, I'm going to change that. So all he did was just simply use the survivor models that are currently in 2017.
Yeah.
Bloody a couple of them up, and then just use them as zombies, which I think absolutely works. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, it makes a difference now.
Yeah.
And remove the hats.
But it adds to the immersion, to be honest, because if you think about it, 5 years later, they're not going to be the same way as they were long ago. Plus, there's going to be old survivors that have already been infected, etc. So it makes it more realistic and makes you actually see more. Also, it's helpful if you're like running around the city and you see like this survivor walking around. You're like, okay, is he a player or is he
it's a zombie? Yeah.
It makes it fun as well. I remember that last time when we did the trailer thing, I think it was Lee, because I thought he was a zombie.
Yeah, you shot me. Yeah, thank you for that. I still remember that, or I'll get you back.
Okay, so be careful, guys. Also, one thing I noticed was that there was blood on the screen. I'm going to let me get hit. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to let me hit too many times, but you added blood on the screen when you get hit. So
yeah,
Gore.
it was that was one of our developers, Martin. He used basically he did his research, and he obviously he found sort of like a mod for the Gore.
Yeah.
And he found a way to make it work with 2017.
Yeah.
So obviously all credit goes to the person who come up with the Gore. That was absolutely amazing. And yeah, it really adds to it. So whenever you get hit, I believe Shin's fixed it, that when you get hit by a player as well, the Gore happens. So when you get shot, get it, bang, on the screen.
Yeah, that's good.
It just really adds to it. It was just like a nice little neat addition that we added, which I think is really cool. I think that was missing from DayZ, just normal DayZ, because
it's an extra visual.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
and believe it, that's actually in armor, if I'm not mistaken. From what Martin told me, is that was actually in armor. That's actually there, so no idea why it was never used.
Ah, weird.
Okay.
So it was an idea and they just dropped it and
Exactly.
we used it. Okay, nice. And the other thing I saw is the change is that the zombie damage is way higher now.
Yeah.
So if I want to die, I will die pretty quickly in a couple of hits.
Oh yeah, you will. The reason why we've done that is because zombies just weren't scary anymore. I mean, let's face facts. People were dancing around zombies. It looked like a Muhammad Ali boxing match.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to stop that. We've done it that these zombies are smarter, because obviously, as you know, we've kind of defaulted back to the old zombies where their line of sight can't be broken.
Yeah.
just by bushes or trees.
By the way, then I'm doing it wrong. I'm showing it wrong, but I'm just interviewing and running around. So don't mind that, guys. If you want to play serious,
that's elite skills.
Believe me, don't run around how I'm doing, because if I'm going in this little house here and there's a zombie, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Yes, that's putting it lightly.
Because another thing I found is that the weapons don't have mags, but only bullets. So
that's all part of the sort of revised loot table as well. We didn't want people, when they find a weapon, to actually sort of be overpowered with it, because a lot of people were saying in the last update that they found a Winchester, or they found a Lee Enfield. You know, and it's like comes with a full magazine to start with, and you know, people will just
keep finding mags.
Yeah, exactly. So when you've got sort of weak zombies combined with that, it kind of makes the zombies weak, and it kind of makes like the player more overpowered. So what we've done is we've just reduced everything to sort of one bullet, apart from the handguns, because the handguns are relatively weak anyway.
Yeah.
Like the Makarov, we've kept that in there. We haven't really sort of reduced the magazine count for that, because the bullets hardly do damage anyway.
Yeah. And you don't use it for like play versus player purpose. Not much. It's more for zombies. So there is a weapon that you can use to shoot the zombies if you want to go like in a building I went in, and there comes a group with zombies and you got a pistol. You at least can shoot like 8 zombies if you aim right. But if you got like a rifle or a shotgun, you only got 3 bullets. So you have to, if you're gonna use it for the zombies, or you're going to use it to kill an animal for the food. So you have to make choices.
I'd always recommend, if you find a gun, just don't use it on players. Just try and use it to survive. Only use it to defend yourself. And this is so every single addition that we've made to this update has several layers, how it all intertwines with each other. Remember what we was just discussing about earlier, about sort of increasing that sort of player sort of partnership, and sort of like minimizing the banditry. Yeah. I'm not even sure if that's a word, but I'll use it. Sorry. And you know what we wanted to do is just have the sort of single bullet to sort of be. You can actually use single bullets as like a sort of what's the word? Like a currency. If you come across another player and you have like a Tokarev magazine and they've got a Tokarev gun, you can sort of say, okay, I'll swap you this with this.
I'll trade it.
Yeah, you'll trade it. So whenever you find like I said, back to the whole overpowered weapons of the Lee Enfield and the Winchester, you know, when you find them now, you find them with a single bullet.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, I can't use this to kill a zombie because I'm going to need to eat.
So I can trade it off.
Yeah, you can trade it off.
Yeah, because you couldn't find like the hunting knife and the hatchet to make the fire.
Bingo.
So you need the meat from someone else.
Exactly. So every single update that we've added has several layers, and they all intertwine with each other. It isn't. We're not just adding features for the hunt.
True. So if you, for example, I found a rifle and only got 1 bullet, and I come in a town, but I don't have a hunting knife or food, so I can make the choice. I can kill the guy. Yeah. But I always also can make the choice to hunt down an animal and then ask him to gut it, to help me to survive. Because you can shoot him and maybe he has some meat, but you don't know. You don't know. And if you wasted the bullet on a guy that just respawned fresh, you're kind of screwed. So because finding bullets is like impossible.
It is. It's like, because all you've done there is literally
screw up yourself.
You screwed yourself up because you're going to now attract a horde of zombies.
Also,
because bear in mind, we've got rid of the Lee Enfield and we've replaced it for a very, very loud alternative, the Mosin Nagant.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's really, really loud. And if you've seen some of Luke's sort of little tidbits of video about the sort of the Mosin Nagant and how it works and how it attracts zombies, then if you fire that in a town, you're in
the whole town is at you.
You're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time.
The thing I also noticed is that the zombies function like the older zombies, so you can't break the line of sight with a simple bush. So
that's right.
If you ring the dinner bell, you get a hard time by losing them.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad time.
So you're running around for 20 minutes with zombies behind you, or you're sitting like for 5 minutes in a pine tree using the glitch.
even though like myself and Dennis are part of the development team, playing this now, there's still so many moments where you're sort of curling your toes, going, "No, I don't want to die.
I don't want to. I don't want to start again. I
I
want
want
to
to start
survive.
again."
I want to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's again, see, that's just a part of the sort of multi-layered assets that we have for all of our updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And I saw the base building.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, it's an important thing. With the base building, without the base building, there is an end game. You find your weapons, you run around. Maybe you group up with some people, and then find a car, fix it, and drive around. And yeah, kind of get bored after a while. But with the base building, it adds. You can build like a place with your team. It was saved, but if the server restarts, it's still there. So that's a good thing. So you can build your own base and go scavenge for stuff.
Definitely. Yeah,
so I think it's good. Now, how does the base building work? Do you find like the parts for the base building around, like the whole wall, or do you need like parts to build a wall?
Dennis, you want to take this one?
Well, yeah, base building. It's coming soon, an update. There are still some stuff we need to do server side for it, but we thought we'd release the game as it is now and offer the base building as a new update, like a 2.1 update.
It's okay. And how does the base building works? I asked the question earlier. Do you find the whole object, or do you need to find scavenge stuff and then like craft a part?
Yeah, you need to scavenge multiple parts and put them all together into one.
Okay, and how many objects can you let's call it crafting, but how many objects can you build?
Yeah.
From top of my head, I think it's around 20, but I'm not totally sure about that.
So around 20. And are those like sandbags and like the bunkers and stuff, or are they more like fitting to 2017? Because it would be weird.
You can get stuff like their stands and like
scaffolding.
Yeah.
So more like the not like bunkers, military style things. So it's like hobo style building.
Oh
Mad Max building.
Yeah, so dumpsters and bins and things like that.
Yeah, nice. And
rubbish.
There was also you started on the crafting.
Yeah, we've only got a basic a basic level of crafting, but it's a start where you can sort of craft wooden bolts, making the crossbow a viable weapon again.
Yeah.
All you need is a bit of wood, 2 empty tin cans, if I'm not mistaken, and you need a hunting knife, so you can obviously fashion the bolt. Yeah, and then once you've done that, there's a percentage that it will work, and then there's a percentage that it won't.
So it could fail.
It could fail. Yeah, it could fail. I think it's something like if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like a 30% chance it will fail, or it's a 30% chance it will succeed. But there's definitely a 30 in there. But there is definitely there's definitely a chance that it will succeed or fail. So it makes just like when you're running around, it makes sort of seeing trash a little bit more of an option to pick up.
Yeah. So
that's good.
Something we're also planning on doing with the crafting is go on to weapon crafting. Currently we have the M16 and M4 added in this update. Currently they just spawn in the game. But what we're planning to do in the future is make them crafting. You have to craft them actually from different parts.
But the parts will be really, really rare, so it's so
balanced out.
Yeah, so it's not like you find a couple of scrap metal and then you do magic and you got like an AK, but you find like real AK parts.
Yeah.
That you have to craft together.
Yeah. Definitely.
So if you want that weapon, you really have to work for it instead of finding it. Yeah, that's good change.
I'm dead.
Let's do this.
By the way, now that I'm actually respawning, I also have the same question. Because I noticed that you also have like new gear. So you have the chem light, the water bottle, the Flint, firestarters, and tweaker pack. So what went into that idea to sort of change it up?
It was a whole it was part of sort of finding a balance of the difficulty along with the new sort of rare loot table that we have. So we kind of had to make a decision. The game would be like almost unplayable if we didn't have at least some kind of new starter gear. I'm pretty sure a lot of people want bandages, but too bad you're getting the fire flint. So we removed the matchboxes. And because it's part of the mythos. It's been a certain length of time. Matchboxes aren't going to be around.
We're going down.
Oh yeah. Oh
shit.
Round of applause. Dennis.
What did you do?
I don't know. The engine just randomly. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's just blame it on the engine.
It's not my part.
I'm going to be honest. Every vehicle experience I've had with Dennis, non-sexual, don't get it wrong. Every vehicle experience I've had with Dennis has always ended up in total failure.
Well, yeah, that's how I roll.
That's how he rolls. I'm telling you now, I'm having a bad time here.
So, but the bandages are more rare than the other updates, the other versions. What I keep finding is that the zombies, they are still not scary, but they are way more difficult because, if you get hit once, you start bleeding, and if you don't have a bandage, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
You don't bleed first time every time.
No.
To be honest, maybe I'm just the lucky one, but sometimes I get hit and I'm fine. But again, back to sort of the starter gear. And obviously how the loot table works is that with the rarity of the bandage and things like removing the matchbox, it all has like a couple of layers to it. So again, making the bandages a little bit more rare will stop you playing around zombies.
I found a tent, so...
Hey, nice result. It stops you dancing around with the zombies. The zombies are more persistent and they're more dangerous, and people need to realize that. So you need to sort of start adding element of stealth. It's bringing back that layer of survival that was in the original DayZ.
What I found out is that I'm starting crawling through towns again, like I did in the first times playing DayZ.
Yeah.
Go further.
And what you've got is, again back to the matchbox. By removing the matchbox, people can't just sort of find it easily, and we've kind of given that to the player with the Flint firestarter in the gear. What we wanted to do, which we didn't have enough time to implement it in this update, but we will be in the next one, is you're not going to be able to start a fire 100% every time.
Yeah.
You're going to have it that you're going to start a fire. There's a high chance of failure because you have to strike the flint, with the firestarter and create the fire. So at the moment we've got it as 100% just to see how it handles with like in people's hands, whether or not people like it, or not. And if it's successful, we'll keep it in, and then we'll just add the percentage rating. Yeah,
that's good. So, but the flint has just multiple. You can use it just a couple of times, or is it unlimited?
No, you can use it unlimited because it's a rod with like a metal that you strike against it. Yeah. So you can use it unlimited times, but by adding in the sort of failure rate, the sort of chance for it actually makes it like, and then considering that you already have, like in the last update, zombies spawning in forests. Yeah. You're gonna really sort of struggle to sort of stay calm when you're trying
making the fire.
Making the fire, and you're like, oh, crikey! I just want to get this fire started, cook this meat, and go.
Yeah, true.
And it adds that level of tension and depth.
Yeah. There's a chance that there is maybe a bandit team walking around, and you're just so busy with trying to start the fire that you don't watch the surroundings.
Exactly.
And get screwed. So you have to be really, really careful.
Get boned.
Yeah.
And what I wonder though is if you're gonna add the thing that there's a chance, etc. But will you actually, like, if let's say you do fail in starting the fire, would you say that you're gonna make it so that the wood disappears, or you're just gonna keep that in?
I haven't really decided that yet. To be honest with you, we haven't really got that far, because that's actually a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. He came up with that idea.
Because
So he's not our bitch anymore. With the stupid questions.
I just think, if you fail, it doesn't have to immediately be the flint that failed, but it could be that the wood is wet, etc. So that it could be you throw away the wood because the wood's broken and you gotta find new wood.
New wood, or the rain made it wet. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't see why not. I think that'd actually be a pretty good addition because you've got that with when you're trying to craft a bolt. Like if you fail, you lose the wood.
Yeah.
Because you didn't do the right thing with the
you broke the
crouching or whatever.
Yeah. Or you've tried to start the fire. In this case, you've tried to start the fire, and once you're sort of striking away at it, and you've got it a little bit burnt, but you failed. The wood no longer becomes useful because it's all charred up and everything. So I reckon that'd be a pretty good. We'd have that. Yeah, definitely. I think we'd have it that the wood would disappear.
Guys, I found a Makarov that's still in.
Nice.
Yep.
That's one brownie point for you.
Yeah, and I saw there was a new pistol, the Tugarov.
Yeah, Tokarev. Again, my pronunciation of foreign words isn't really that great. Tokarev pistol. It's essentially the Mosin Nagant of the pistol world.
So it's a strong pistol.
It's a strong pistol, but loud.
Really loud, so use it carefully.
Yeah,
so
really loud.
It would be more useful against players if you're in a player versus player situation.
Yeah. It is, but at the same time, it's a little bit more helpful with zombies. Yeah. But again, there's that...
If you get stuck in a house or something.
Yeah.
But still, if it's loud so that you can actually get the whole town getting to you.
Exactly. And again, it's just that multiple layer of depth that we've got to it. Do you use it? Don't you use it?
Yeah.
It's all about decisions. Everything you do in this update is about decisions.
Decisions, because if you waste the bullets and you need to find food, and you don't have an hatchet, and you don't have an hatchet, then you're kind of screwed.
Yep.
Okay, I found my hatchet. I found my hunting knife, so I'm set for hunting animals.
Nice, lucky you.
So and I found steel bolt. So we are talking about bolts. So there's still the crossbow. In the game.
We've made the crossbow a little bit more. What's the word?
Accurate, or
no. More easier to obtain, so to speak. Yeah, because people didn't really use. It's like people would see, including myself. I'm a culprit. You'd see the crossbow and go, do you know what? If I wait just another 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure I can find a rifle.
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore. You're gonna be like, it's gonna be. I don't know how long it's gonna be before I can actually find a gun. I better pick up this crossbow. Maybe pick up some trash. I've got a knife. Maybe I can make myself some ammo. So again, we made the crossbow viable again.
Yeah, and the crossbow has the pro for crossbow. It's silent. It's a silent weapon and one-shot kill. Is it still one-shot kill for zombies?
No.
No. So you need multiple bolts for.
Yeah. So we've made the ammo and obviously the crossbow itself a little bit more easier to obtain, and because we've got the crafting system in place where you can craft your own wooden bolt.
Yeah.
It's just about increasing. Increasing the usage of the crossbow. Sorry if it seems like I'm a little bit distant. I'm just sort of just trying to play at the same time.
Yeah, same. Got the same.
Just being changed. I'm curling my toes as we speak.
Don't wanna die. I got my stuff.
I don't wanna die.
I got my hunting gear, so I'm set to survive. So
yeah.
If I'm dying now, I would. Yeah, you guys saw how long it took me for getting the stuff. So if I die now, I have to redo it, and there's a chance that I won't find the hatchet and the knife and stuff. So you need friends.
Oh, it also brings us to another point. The fact is that you got all that survivor gear. You have to try and find an animal now.
Yeah.
And considering that we've lowered the animal spawn rate, it's going to be very, very hard for you to sort of. Again, it's like we don't want you to become a cannibal, but we are slowly pushing you towards it.
Towards it. It's survival.
It's survival, isn't it? So, I mean, again, it's been years down the line. We want you to sort of, again, be immersed in the mythos that, things have degraded.
It's all getting worse. It's worse. It's bad.
Yeah.
So if I don't find like an animal soon, guys, I'm gonna hit one of those zombies and just skin them.
Yep.
And then I'm going to find like the special zombie. If it's here, there is a Carwin zombie. Hello, Carwin.
That's what you meant by specials. That's what you meant by special zombie.
Yeah, that's the special zombie. It's Carwin. Hi, Carwin. Oh shit! Now I'm gonna run because I don't have bandages.
We removed the tank.
Tank. So there's it's silence. And
We added the tractors.
Yep.
and tractor. And how does the tractor look like? Just
Wow.
like the red tractor.
Dennis,
No.
you wanna take over this one?
Well, we made it an armored tractor. We've gotten the vehicles from a guy called Oyman. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but we got them from him.
Yeah.
And they're basically like kind of two-seater tractors, you could say, where there's like a back spot where normally you can mount a gun. We've removed that gun, of course, but
Yeah.
you can stand there.
Okay.
They are more armored, so they're not as easy to take down, and they look cool, and you can run over zombies really cool, and yeah.
So it's like a replacement for the tank, but you can shoot at least the people out. Oh shit! I'm gonna hit. Yeah, and I'm screwed. I don't have bandages. Okay,
All that hard work for nothing.
So I thought using the glitch would keep me safe, and it doesn't. So hello, Carwin. I'm gonna eat you. Okay, so I'm gonna gut Carwin.
You're just a walking bag of irony, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're gonna eat yourself,
I'm
basically.
gonna eat myself. I wanna infected Carwin. So the tractor is added. It's a replacement for the tank, but the tank was like way too powerful and too noisy, because you could drive over everyone and nobody could do something against you. And the tractor is more open, so if someone with a tractor tries to run over you, you can at least have a chance to kill him, to shoot him out of the tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fair.
Yeah, of course. You have to be able to shoot someone from a vehicle.
Yeah. True.
We've let's see. We've removed the medical boxes. We've removed the blood bags. So no more, you and your friends like getting full health anymore. You have to hunt your food and fight and like get your blood back that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no more blood bags. Medical loot is rarer.
I just died. I wanted to cook the meat and I died. So sorry, guys. No Carwin dinner.
No Carwin dinner.
No.
We've also removed. I know there was a error message when people would log in
Yeah.
about an AK-47 or something. We have successfully removed that error message. Only reason you'd ever get an error message now when you're starting in is either you've been kicked because you don't have the right files, or if there's a message that means someone spawned something on the server that there shouldn't be there.
So the hackers, the hacker
Yeah.
part, at least don't call them hackers, more script kiddies. They are just
Script kiddies.
small children that can't hack, really make their own scripts. So, yeah, talk about that. So what happens? There is a surprise if they get in?
Yeah, there is. Dennis, you want to talk about this
No,
one?
we are not going to spoil it.
We're not going to spoil it. We could. I don't know, man. We could actually.
Let's
Oh
just say
yeah,
that-
let's do it because we
Yeah.
can go to an subject we almost forgot. Like that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the subjects that Luke Shinneker has been working on is the weight mechanic and fatigue. This is taken from the R3F, and we've been working on that to improve it.
Yeah. That's,
Where basically everything you have on your character takes weight, and the more stuff you carry, the higher the chance you'll actually, like pass out. You need to rest a little while before you can move again.
yeah.
Especially things like car parts and stuff, like engine parts. They take a lot of weight, of course.
So if you got
Yes.
like the normal gear setup, a weapon and some food and the hatchet and the hunting knife, like those kind of things, you can still run for a long time.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's only
really
like
affect.
really heavy stuff that starts to get bad.
So it's only when you decide to take a car engine in your backpack, what's kind of weird, still in real life. But if you take that with you, you're gonna know for sure that you're gonna go knock out at some point.
Yeah, and one thing we did with the hacking, I'll just say it right now. What we did is we made sure that all other weapons that are not default in 2017, all other stuff, has an insane amount of weight. So you basically can't move at all. You will just stay.
Pass out directly.
Yeah. You stand up again and then you'll pass out again. So we did that so that hackers would have less of a chance to actually ruin other people's day.
Yeah, that's good. So they can spawn in the weapons if they want. But there's no use for it because you can't move. You
can't move.
So as soon as you push the button to move, you'll pass out.
Yeah, and it can only be rectified, and you have to log off completely. So anyone who's in development will know that would actually stop their scripting.
Yeah,
and until they actually log back in. Exactly.
Because they want to have like an Ace 50 and not like an Mosin Nagant. So, scripters and script kiddies, don't come to this game. It's just fucking boring for you guys. There are no sniper guns. You can spawn it in, but you don't have a use for it.
Yeah. Did we talk about the sleep feature yet?
No.
Okay.
Explain.
I guess I'll talk to it. Yeah. Basically, we've implemented that every 6 to 12 hours, you can sleep using a tent.
Yeah, you can or you must.
Well, it's not a must.
It's can. So if
It's
you
possible
don't do it, then
you'll still be able to survive. That's no problem.
so there's no death. You won't die from tiredness. It's just if you don't sleep, there is some side effects or.
Yeah, there are some side effects to not sleeping. On the basics, there's yawning. That starts an earlier point.
Yeah.
And other players can hear this as well. So, if you're trying to sneak up on someone, but you're really tired, they might hear you yawn.
And screw up your position.
Yeah. And later, when you are like really tired, you might get a little bit, let's just say, paranoid about some stuff. We'll keep it to that, just to spoil it much. And
So-
there's an icon for it too in your UI, so you can see like how tired you are.
Yeah, on the right side, and there's also the weight icon. So it turns to red from green to orange to red. So if it's almost red, then you're going to pass out, and with the sleeping icon, you're going to get paranoid and yawn.
Yeah. Well, the paranoia is not like your actual character gets paranoid, but it's more that
There is something
you
happening.
might actually get paranoid.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, they get paranoid. The player doesn't get paranoid, but the model doesn't get paranoid, but the player will get paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And does the icons blink? Like if you don't drink in time, you'll see it blinking.
Yeah. Like if your sleep icon, like if you didn't sleep for a long time, it will start to blink at some point, and that's when you also know that you might get a little bit paranoid.
Yeah.
And the weight icon, it gets blinking when you're just about to pass out.
So if you see it blinking, directly stop and rest.
Yeah.
And with resting up, it will get green. So if you stand still or lie down, it will go to green again.
And
Yes.
lower the weight as well. Try and get rid of some gear if you can.
Yeah, because you have to rest all the time, so it takes a longer time to get to the point.
Adding strategy, you have to
Yes.
kind of make sure.
So
That
so finding car engines, for example, only go find it if you really need to fix a car with a car engine because it won't drive without the engine, or if you got you build a base, you got a team of friends, you build a big base, and you got some vehicles, you can scavenge for heavy parts, but then you don't walk around but take the vehicles. So more tactical.
And that also adds kind of, the weight system also adds kind of a play interaction, because if you're trying to fix up a vehicle, and it's really badly damaged, you're not going to be able to carry all of that stuff on you and still be able to run. So what you could do is, exchange gear of the car parts between players, and just fix the vehicle together.
Yeah. So it's really important to team up. You can still play it alone, but our advice is team up. And if you want to be the bandit, team up with a bandit team. So if you want to kill people, it's still possible. People can do it, but work as a team because you don't find much ammo. If you want to kill people and eat people, team up. So with more people, you will be able to find more ammo and then trade it off with each other. So you can start player versus player and hunt people down.
Exactly.
So it's really like Mad Max. Like you got the big base in the part where he comes to, and they are really, really friendly.
Very Mad Max.
Yeah, very Mad Max.
Okay, yeah. What we're going to do is we are looking to sort of revise the zombies just a little bit more.
Yeah.
I actually like the way they are now, so I think they're pretty cool.
But
sort of add a little bit more of a add a little bit more of a fear factor to them.
Yeah.
Sort of like make them look a bit more scary, make them sound scary, maybe.
Yeah, you talked about that. You still dislike the clothing because it's too clean. Still, it's too clean because zombies 5 years later have ripped off clothings.
Yeah. Obviously, I can only work within the limitations. Well, we can work within the limitations. I'd like to. I am taking on the position of editing the zombies, so we would like to sort of. We can only really work within the confines of what armor will let us. If we can add the tattered clothing, yes. If not, we do have an alternative where we're actually going to make the zombies naked.
Yeah.
And just look incredibly decayed.
We have plans to make kind of a sequel to 2017 in Armor 3. The plans are very rough at the moment, but we are planning on doing it, and the code will be completely rewritten to get performance up and take unnecessary stuff out, and just work out the bugs with the game that has already been there, since the beginning. And of course, there will be a lot of new features. We will use the Armor 3 models to some extent, and maybe even the new map we'll probably use, but don't expect this anytime too soon.
No, it's just a plan for now.
Of course, since Armor 3 is still in alpha, we are still limited a little bit by how much is actually in the game at the moment.
Yeah, you don't know what there is more. We only got like a sneak peek of Armor 3.
Yeah,
and not the full function.
And don't get me wrong, like we're still going to be developing for Armor 2 at least until Armor 3 has been completely released.
Yeah.
Or the beta or whatever, like at least when the Armor 3 gets out of alpha. We're going to be focusing, as Lee said, on the zombies a lot, and maybe a little bit of gameplay on the Armor 2 side, bug fixes and stuff like that. But yeah. So there are a lot of future plans. With the sequel kind of to 2017 that's going to Armor 3, we're also trying to get away from the whole DayZ concept in terms of we'll still keep the basics of DayZ. So still expect zombies and loot and stuff, but we will try and get away from the whole DayZ feeling of the game.
So you're going to try to speak to a certain kind of community. More real that want to play a realistic team play kind of way.
Yeah,
yes,
we want to maintain the survival, but we're not going to call it that. DayZ's not going to be in the title. I mean, there's been zombie mods for Armor going back years, even before DayZ. So DayZ wasn't the first, and it's not going to be the last.
Any more things you want to tell, or is this the end?
I don't know. I could talk all day, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we've been going for quite a long time.
Yeah, we are pretty live. I know, but we have to end it somewhere. We'll end it here. I think it's best. So this is DayZ 2017, guys. The version 2.0 will be released soon, and the version 2.1 with the base building will also be released pretty soon.
Yep.
That's the idea. So the base building is at the moment isn't in it, but it will be released as a server add-on. So expect it soon enough, and try it out. It will be released soon. in a couple of days on DayZ Commander and play with 6.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, bye.